The halls of the Celestian Palace carried a quiet sorrow that never truly faded. Every citizen of the Radiant Kingdom knew that their princess, Mira, was beloved, wise, and strong, yet burdened by a truth that weighed on her more heavily than any crown. She could not bear children. Her people avoided speaking of it, but she sensed the grief in their voices and the pity in their eyes. An heir was not only a matter of tradition for her world. It was linked to the ancient energy of her lineage. Every royal birth renewed a protective field that kept their star system safe from cosmic storms. Without descendants, the shield weakened year by year. Myra lived with this knowledge quietly. She conducted diplomatic missions, presided over scientific councils, and listened to the hopes of her people. Still, when she retired to her chamber each night, the silence was thick. Her world expected her to continue her line, yet her body refused. Her healers tried countless remedies, sacred rites, and molecular therapies. Nothing changed. Across the galaxy, a fleet of human explorers conducted peaceful missions under a banner of unity. One of them was a diplomatic officer named Daniel. He was known for calm insight and a patient manner that won trust even in tense encounters. His work brought him to Myra's world during a season of political uncertainty. Pirates had raided Celestian trade routes, and the princes sought alliances. Many species were wary, believing that a kingdom with a fading royal energy would soon fall. But the humans, unlike others, insisted on meeting without judgment. Daniel was among the first to step onto the luminous palace grounds. Myra watched the human entourage approach, intrigued by the gentle confidence with which they moved. Humans had shorter lifespans than her kind, but carried fierce adaptability. Their species had spread across dozens of worlds despite countless hardships. When Daniel entered the grand hall, he bowed respectfully. Mira stepped forward and welcomed him, her voice warm yet steady. Their first meeting lasted only a short while, focused on trade, security, and shared values. Still, Mira noticed something in Daniel's eyes. It was not pity or speculation about her private struggles. It was simple regard, unclouded and sincere. Days passed as the two delegations worked together. Daniel visited the study halls, observed the energy shield, and examined the damaged trade routes. Mira joined him, curious about his analytical perspective. The conversations between them shifted from formal reports to candid exchanges of culture and experiences. They walked through the palace gardens, learning each other's histories. Myra found herself easing into laughter around him. His presence softened the silence she had grown used to. One evening, an unexpected attack shook the capital. A rogue band of raiders breached the outer shield, taking advantage of its weakened state. Chaos erupted as defense teams scrambled to respond. Mira raced to coordinate the palace guard, while Daniel and his human team protected civilians, trapped in a nearby council building. Blasts shook the corridors. Mira moved with determination, but a collapsing beam pinned her beneath debris. Her communications device cracked. Her voice faltered. She tried to free herself, but could not. Dust filled the air, while distant alarms echoed through the palace. Daniel reached the scene after tracking her last signal. He cleared the rubble with urgent strength and lifted her out. She insisted she could continue, but her steps faltered. He steadied her, guiding her to safety. They found a guarded chamber where she could tend to her wound. Daniel stayed at her side, offering calm reassurance. The battle ended by dawn. The raiders retreated. Myra survived, but the shield had taken severe damage. Her advisors panicked, claiming that without a future heir, the shield would fail entirely. Mira sat in silence as they argued. Her eyes lowered. Daniel saw the strain she tried to hide. When they were alone, she finally voiced what she had never told an outsider. She explained her condition. She told him the hopes of her people. She shared the weight of failure she carried. Daniel listened without interruption. Not once did he look at her with pity. Instead, he looked at her with unwavering respect. Over the weeks that followed, cooperation between the Celestians and humans grew deeper. Daniel remained on the planet as the teams worked to stabilize the shield. Mira and Daniel spent many hours studying ancient inscriptions and scientific theories. Some legends suggested that royal energy could merge with foreign energy under rare circumstances. Perhaps the solution was not entirely biological. Maybe it was something tied to lineage, spirit, or harmony. Their partnership evolved into something quiet but undeniable. The palace staff noticed the change. Myra walked with renewed purpose. Daniel found reasons to remain by her side. Eventually, the council approached Myra with a surprising suggestion. If union with another species could bring stability, they encouraged her to consider a bond with Daniel. Myra hesitated. She respected him deeply, but marriage carried immense responsibility. Daniel was equally cautious. He did not wish to be chosen for political necessity. Yet when Myra asked to speak with him privately, the weight of her sincerity moved him. She told him she would never force a connection. She only wished to know if he saw a future in which their lives intertwined, not by obligation, but by choice. Daniel answered with quiet conviction. He said she deserved someone who saw her for more than her title. He admitted that he had admired her courage long before he realized it. He believed their bond could be real, not for a shield, not for diplomacy, for themselves. Their marriage ceremony was modest yet luminous. Celestian lights shimmered above the gathering, while humans and aliens celebrated together. Myra wore traditional royal cloth woven with radiant threads. Daniel stood at her side with a calm pride that steadied her heart. The union symbolized hope. The people rejoiced. Even after marriage, Myra remained realistic. She did not expect miracles. Her condition had been confirmed through countless tests. Daniel understood as well. Their life together became one of shared work, gentle companionship, and quiet joy. He learned the rhythms of her world while she learned the strengths of his. Their trust deepened each day. Months passed. The shield remained fragile despite their combined efforts. Myra sometimes worried she had asked too much of Daniel, yet he continued to reassure her. Their partnership was no burden. Their life was something he valued more than he had ever expected. One morning, Myra felt a strange pulse within her. It was faint, like a whisper of warmth. She assumed it was fatigue. Her body often reacted unpredictably to stress. Still, the sensation returned over the next week. She consulted her healer reluctantly. The healer froze during the scan, unable to speak. Myra asked what was wrong. The healer whispered that her energy signature had changed. Daniel was summoned. Myra stood in silence as the healer explained the impossible. A new life was forming within her. A spark of energy unlike anything recorded before. Neither human nor Celestian alone. A fusion of two worlds. Myra could not respond. Joy and disbelief tangled in her chest. Daniel reached for her hand. She grasped it tightly, tears rising. The news spread through the kingdom. Citizens wept, cheered, and embraced. The shield brightened, pulsing with renewed strength. Teams recorded energy fluctuations that exceeded anything in the past century. The ancient legends had been true. Harmony between different lineages could awaken new power. Myra's pregnancy was monitored carefully. Her body adjusted in remarkable ways. Daniel remained close, learning Celestian medical practices while offering steadfast support. The palace shifted from solemn halls to warm corridors filled with hope. Myra often placed her hand on her abdomen, feeling the gentle energy within. She no longer carried her burden alone. As time passed, tensions in the region eased. Pirate groups scattered. Neighboring species formed alliances with the Celestians. Daniel's presence among them demonstrated cooperation across cultures. Mira's leadership strengthened as her confidence returned. She addressed her people with radiant calm, reminding them that unity had saved their future. Months later, Mira went into labor. The palace prepared for the historic moment. Daniel stayed by her side, offering quiet strength. The healers guided her through the process. After hours of effort, the child arrived. A soft glow filled the chamber. The newborn possessed both celestial radiance and faint human warmth, a perfect symbol of their union. Mira held the child with trembling hands. Daniel placed his hand gently over hers. Neither spoke. Their tears said enough. The kingdom celebrated for days. The shield shone brighter than ever. Scientists predicted stability for generations. Raising their child became a shared adventure. Myra taught ancient traditions. Daniel taught human resilience. The palace grounds echoed with laughter as the child grew. Council meetings became moments of curiosity whenever the little one toddled through, tugging at robes or reaching for data crystals. Mira embraced motherhood with profound gratitude. Daniel embraced fatherhood with humble joy. Their marriage deepened with years of shared challenges and triumphs. Mira learned that love did not erase responsibility, but made it bearable. Daniel learned that belonging was not defined by species, but by connection. Together they strengthened both their worlds. The child grew with a blend of human curiosity and celestial empathy. Their presence brought peace to disputed borders and unity to diverse communities. Diplomats marveled at the child's innate ability.